And this is a really common occurrence. I don't know how common it is in the rest of the world, but in Sweden it's very common. It's been the story of my wife's life as well. That's how she lived between the ages of 16 and like 28. Never went outside because you never know when you need a bathroom. So yeah, and everyone I talk to, they're like, yeah, I have a friend with these kind of problems. It's always a friend, it's never themselves. So I think that
Mm.
means that they're afraid to talk about it, first of all, but also it means that almost everyone has this problem. Like almost everyone is on,
Is it because of the
can use
food?
the help to some extent. Come again?
Is it probably because of the food in Sweden? Like I don't know what the food is in Sweden.
There's a lot of reasons. Like environmental toxins is one thing. Like for me, my gut got messed up when I got exposed to mold because my immune system was always busy with the mold, and then all the bacteria in my gut, they could take over in places where they shouldn't
Hmm.
be. So that's one thing. And then there's plastic, there's estrogens, there's pesticides, and there's all of these things in our clothing, in our cosmetics. Those things, like they make a difference, but also it's what's in our food, how we eat. Most people eat way too low amounts of protein, and then you don't get enough glutamine. And since your gut is made out of 70% glutamine, if you don't have enough glutamine, then your body's going to take glutamine from wherever it can find it, and that's your gut. So it literally destroys your gut to take glutamine to make other things because there's no glutamine coming in. So it has to take it somewhere, and then your gut gets more and more messy over time. And glutamine is used to make GABA, is our main calming neurotransmitter. So
Hmm.
the more you stress, the more glutamine you use up. So the more you stress, the more your system is literally ripping your digestive tract apart.
Mm.
So stress is a huge thing. And so the more glutamine you take, the more you can stress without destroying your gut, if that's your goal. Um, and
Mm.
and I think posture is a big thing. Like when we sit down, I
Hmm.
can feel literally my spine is going into my stomach. So there's no way
Mm.
for my food to get through because my spine is pushing on the digestive tract. And that's fine if you only drive like a car for an hour or two. But if you sit down 10 hours a day, there's no way for the food to get through. And our natural system is made to combat all the bacteria and parasites by themselves. We have strong digestive acids and bile, which are supposed to kill the bacteria and bugs that come in. But um, if we don't have strong bile and strong stomach acid, the bugs
Mm.
uh, can proliferate and grow in places where they shouldn't be. So the common denominator in all of this is motility, because if you put a plate with food on the table, it's not going to
Hmm.
grow bacteria in just 1 hour. And that's the way it's supposed to be in our digestive tract as well. It's supposed to go through the small intestine in 1 hour. But if the food sits on the table for 24 hours or even longer, then you have an exponential growth of bacteria. And that's what
Mm.
happens in your gut as well. If the motility is too slow because you're sitting down all the time, you have bad posture, yeah, and stress and all these kinds of things, then your food is not going through fast enough, and that gives
Mm.
bacteria time to grow. So for the digestive tract to work properly, you need to be in a non-stressful state. You need to have your parasympathetic nervous system on, and if you're stressed all the time, you're literally not going to prioritize getting the food through because your body thinks that you're being chased by a tiger all the time. So it's going to prioritize being stressed and running away and having high blood pressure and getting all the blood to other places instead of getting it to the digestive tract. So their stress comes back again. So stress is a really big thing. And all these environmental toxins is one part of stress. Working out is another part of stress. Sleeping bad is another. Um, what do you call it? When you're stressed out at work is another thing. And your body
Burnout?
literally, yeah, burnout and just working too hard in general, having too many projects at once and too many deadlines coming up. Like your body doesn't know the difference between all those stressors. It treats all of them the same. So if you have too much to do at work, you have too much paperwork to do, it shuts down your digestion. If you're working out too hard, it shuts down
Mm,
your digestion. It doesn't know whether you're being chased by a tiger or if you have too much paperwork to do. It's the same thing for
mm,
your body, and they all add up
mm.
together. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of different reasons or root causes that adds up, in my opinion. But I think posture is the one that is being forgotten. Like I never heard anyone talk about posture before. Literally,
Yeah, I don't
it's
think that it never crossed my mind.
clearing mind is going to be the
That
first. Remember this when they gave out the Nobel Prize for